In the quiet city of Havenbrook, there was an old, abandoned library that most people had forgotten about. Hidden away from the bustling streets, it stood as a relic of the past, its grand doors locked and its windows covered in dust. But the library wasn't as empty as it seemed. Beneath its worn floors and cracked ceilings, there was a secret, a hidden magical world that only a few would ever discover. Lena was not one of the teens who first discovered the magic. She wasn't the leader of the group, nor the brave one who ventured into the shadows. Lena was just a quiet girl who spent most of her time in the background, watching others from a distance. She had always felt out of place, more comfortable with her nose in a book than in the company of her peers. One day, while walking home from school, Lena saw a group of her classmates sneaking into the old library. She was curious but hesitant. She had heard stories about the strange things happening around Havenbrook, but she never thought much of them. Still, something drew her to follow them. As she entered the library, Lena felt a shift in the air. The room was filled with a faint glow, and she could hear the soft hum of energy that seemed to pulse from the walls. She watched as her classmates discovered hidden doors and passageways that led to a world unlike anything she had ever imagined. A place where the impossible became possible, and where the mundane transformed into the magical. But Lena stayed in the background, watching from the shadows as the others explored. They found enchanted objects, spoke to mysterious creatures, and uncovered secrets that had been buried for centuries. Yet, despite the wonders around her, Lena couldn't shake the feeling that she didn't belong. She was an outsider, a spectator to the magic that seemed meant for others. As days turned into weeks, the group of teens grew closer, bonded by their shared discoveries. But Lena remained distant. She kept to herself, her heart heavy with the burden of a past mistake that haunted her every thought. Years ago, she had betrayed a friend, someone who had trusted her completely. The guilt of that moment had shaped her life, pushing her away from others and into her own lonely world. One evening, while the others were deep in conversation, Lena slipped away, wandering through the hidden world on her own. She walked for what felt like hours, the magical landscape shifting around her, until she found herself in a quiet, serene garden. It was a place unlike the rest of the magical world, calm, still, and filled with an overwhelming sense of peace. In that garden, Lena sat by herself, the silence wrapping around her like a comforting blanket. For the first time in years, she allowed herself to truly feel the weight of her guilt. She remembered the pain she had caused, the trust she had broken, and the loneliness she had chosen as her punishment. But in the solitude of the garden, something began to change within her. She realized that holding on to her guilt had done nothing but keep her trapped in the past, unable to move forward. As Lena sat in the garden, she felt the presence of something, or someone, beside her. Turning, she saw a figure that seemed to be made of light, its form shifting and ethereal. The figure didn't speak, but Lena could feel its understanding. It knew her pain, her guilt, and the heavy burden she carried. But more importantly, it knew her capacity for forgiveness, both for herself and for others. In that moment, Lena understood what she needed to do. She had to let go of the past, to forgive herself for the mistakes she had made so long ago. It wasn't easy. The guilt had become a part of her, but she knew that if she wanted to move forward, she had to release it. As Lena allowed herself to forgive, the garden around her seemed to glow even brighter. The figure of light faded away, but its presence remained within her, a gentle reminder that forgiveness wasn't just about letting go of guilt. It was about embracing the possibility of growth and change. When Lena returned to the group, something had shifted. She no longer felt like an outsider, not because the others had changed, but because she had. She was still quiet, still more comfortable in the background, but she no longer carried the weight of her past mistake. She was ready to be a part of something greater, to contribute to the magical world they had discovered together. The hidden world of Havenbrook had revealed many secrets, but for Lena, the most important discovery was the one she made within herself. She learned that solitude could be a path to healing, that forgiveness was the key to freeing herself from the past, and that even those who stand in the shadows have a light within them, waiting to be seen.